Hi Taurus, this is your reading, all about kind of who you are. I suppose if I was, yeah, it's kind of a career-ish, spiritual-ish reading, basically. If you're feeling a bit kind of lost and wondering what your path is in life, I think this is the reading for you. Okay, we're going to use a spread. We're going to look at core Taurus and the overall energy of the read, and then I'm going to use these wild unknown archetype cards for that. And then I'm going to go to tarot, and I'm going to do past accomplishments, greatest skills or talents, how can you harness your skills and talents, where your skills and talents might take you, and then a final message from spirit at the top, which will be read kind of in conjunction with an oracle card if it goes the way the rest of the reads have gone. But you know, there's always a certain amount of flexibility within these. I'm not actually big on using spreads, but I did create this spread specifically for this purpose, and it does work really well. I've used it in personal readings, and I've done it so far for the fire signs and for Virgo, and the readings have come out beautiful. Yeah, so it's a long read, okay. They're about an hour long, these videos, so you can settle down with a cup of tea. Yeah. Alright, we've got your centre card, the ocean. Ooh, I like that for you. Let's move into tarot. Oh, sorry. Well, there's an awful lot of blue in that ocean card, isn't there? Very intuitive. Very intuitive energy. Right, I'm going to take those for your greatest skills or talents, and then this is how can you harness your skills and talents. Doesn't matter how many times I wipe this table, there's always cat hair. Betty may join us. She's a Taurus after all. That's my cat if you're new here. As always, these are collective readings, okay, so take what resonates, leave the rest, use your intuition. How can you harness your skills and talents? Four of Cups in reverse. That's too many cards. Where might your skills and talents take you? I do only work with jumpers, Taurus, so sometimes it takes a little while to get the cards out. Where might your skills and talents take you? That's too many cards. So it's 35. Oh, I love it because, you know, that is the card that represents Taurus. So yeah, where might your skills and talents take you? Huh? Well, to kind of unlock the real you. Perfect. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. I love it. Also, there's very much a teacher vibe about that card as well. So if you're looking to move into teaching or kind of mentoring or sense of you helping others on their path, actually. So if that resonates with you, then yeah, this is your reading for sure. I'm also going to go with what's on the bottom of the deck as well for the overall energy of the reading. Right, let's get into it then. I will clarify these cards as we go around where necessary. You've got the Son of Swords on the bottom of the deck. Oh, sorry. I thought my phone had turned off. It must have been me holding this card up. Must have done something to the lighting. So that is the equivalent of the Knight of Swords. Right, okay. Bit of a sense of tunnel vision. Coming through here with the overall energy of the read. But let's really get into this archetype card. These cards are so beautiful. I'm just going to let you have a look at that for a while. See if there's anything that speaks to you in it, because these cards, they do speak directly to you. It's not all about me. These readings are an opportunity for the universe to wink at you directly, always. Half of me wants to change the name of this channel to Winks from the Universe, but we'll see. The Ocean, so that's number 35, which reduces to 8. That's an eye. They're very collagey, these cards. She's sort of stuck an eye here onto the background of the sea. You see a lot. That's what I want to say to you. You see a lot. It feels like sometimes it might overwhelm you, what you see. Ah, filter. Something about a filter here. You see so much, but also through your third eye as well. It feels like sometimes, okay, this is a weird message. I can only say what I get. It feels like sometimes, because we talk about people having filters, don't we? And we often talk about, when we talk about that, we often talk about filters with what they put out into the world, right? Like, I personally love people who speak with no filter, because I'm like that. But this feels more like all the stuff that's coming into you, that you see with your eyes and with your third eye. I feel like the message here is that you need to almost filter all the stuff that's coming into you somehow. It feels sometimes like you get a sort of sensory overload. I want to say ignorance is bliss. I think you probably feel like ignorance is bliss. I feel like sometimes you wish you didn't see what you saw, and there's a sense of, once you see it as well, not being able to unsee it, and there's a sense of other people not seeing it the same way as you, or seeing what you know is there, seeing what you know to be true, other people not seeing that, and then there's a sense of frustration there. There is something, obviously you can't deny reality, and I'm not telling you to deny reality, and you can't unsee what you've seen, but it's about sometimes just filtering some of it out. And perhaps I think it's about being quite mindful of sort of what media you consume, and you can endlessly scroll on Facebook, and then really what's coming at you is quite out of your control. It's in the control of algorithms and shit like that. So there's something here about there's some sort of message about filtering. Please take it as it resonates. I mean, you can, I'm almost thinking of, like, when you do a search on a clothes website, for example, you can set up a filter, can't you? You can say, only show me size 12s, or only show me trousers, whatever, only show me long length clothes if you're tall like me. So I'm thinking of that sort of filter as well. And those filters can be very useful to avoid getting information that's not relevant to you. So there's something here about you getting so much information, and I feel like this is in a practical sense, sort of like I've just described on the website, but also psychically, energetically. So there's something here about filtering the energies that are coming in, because we talk a lot about grounding, don't we? We talk about using crystals to, like, bounce back any negative energies, but what I'm getting very strongly is a sense of filtering. So however that works for you, I don't know. It could be like through visualization, and shielding as well, in a sense, feels like the right word as well. So some people, yes, will call in protection from angels and set up a shield of white light around them, or however you work. But this is coming up for a reason, so perhaps you've not been doing that as much lately as you used to, or if you've not done it before, maybe it's something for you to look into, how you can kind of filter like the wealth of information that you see, because it feels almost like you see more. You certainly see more than you used to, although I think you've always seen quite a lot, but it feels like you see things that other people don't see. And I'm not telling you to like filter out the truth or ignore the truth, but it's just a case of filtering out what doesn't serve you. Yeah, what else from this Ocean card? Like I say, very intuitive. There's a very intuitive energy here. And there's a kind of balance as well in this card. Kind of a balance between almost the dark and the light. Almost it's the orange and blue, because they're opposite on the colour spectrum. It's kind of like bringing opposites into balance. But you know what? I do think you are quite good at filtering stuff, because the Sun of Swords, well, the Knight of Swords, but the Sun of Swords in this deck can be very tunnel visioned. So I guess it is about that balance, isn't it? My dustbin lorry's outside. My bins are just being picked up, so sorry if it's a bit noisy. It's not normally this late. Normally they wake me up early. There's wisdom. There's wisdom here in the overall energy of this reading. I think you have a certain wisdom. Owls are always about wisdom. Definitely tunnel vision though, the way we've got this eye here, and you see this Son of Swords in this card particularly is so focused. He's so got his eye on the prize. And you know, I'm holding these cards up to you, but I'm going off kind of the other cards as well. There's a sense of like, when you decide what you want, you go for it, and other stuff gets pushed to the wayside, ignored. You know, you are a fixed sign, so you, that kind of full steam ahead, focus, no plan B, because I've got my plan A, and my plan A is going to work, and I'm going to put everything into plan A, and there's no plan B. I don't judge either way, whether that is that good, is that bad, it is what it is. You know, if you need a plan B, you'll come up with a plan B as and when, well, it doesn't even cross your mind though. It doesn't even cross your mind that it won't work out. But if it doesn't, then that's the time. That's the time for the plan B. It's the feeling I'm getting. Yeah. I feel there's another message that's in that Ocean card that I'm not getting. So I might just pull a card from the Thelema deck to clarify. I mean, it's very watery energy, very intuitive. I would check your moon placement if you don't know it already. So that might give you some more insight into kind of deep down. There's something about the depths of the ocean, like who are you deep down? And I think like looking up, your moon sign might be interesting for you anyway, at the very least, see what resonates there. Five of Swords. Yes. I feel like there's something deep, deep down within you, Taurus. And I don't exactly know what it is, but the end result is that you sometimes get in your own way. You self-sabotage. Oh, sometimes it's like you don't want to go there. You don't want to go down to those depths. You want to stay on the surface. Where it's pretty. It's pretty. It's pretty on the surface. I feel like you really like pretty things. I mean, you could say who doesn't, but like... Well, actually, some people don't, Taurus. Yeah, there's a sense of like quite liking the shimmery, sparkly things. And sometimes kind of using that to gloss over your own depths, your own shadows. Page of Cups in reverse. More watery energy. Very naive energy. Very optimistic. It does tie in with the energy of this. Yeah. There's a sort of... it's very sweet energy, but it's a bit fairy tale. It's a bit Disney or something. Okay, Judgment in reverse. Or Judgment, I don't know, kind of came out sideways. There's a sense of focusing on the light. I want to say focusing on the light. And if I focus on the light, if I focus on the sparkle, if I focus on, it's like it's surface sparkle, it's surface light. It's like the sense of if I focus on that, 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 then what's in the shadow doesn't matter. This did come out in reverse, Page of Cups, but I just, yeah, anyway. Yeah. Forget it, forget it, forget it. Just, the fish. Forget it. If I can just forget it. If I can just forget what's in the depths, what's in the dark, what's in the shadow, and focus on the light, focus on the sparkle on the surface, then we can bypass what's underneath. We can bypass what's right down, deep down there. So there's that sort of sense, and you know, it's for you to ask questions about what might be going on there and what you want to do with what I've just said, because I just say what I see. Yeah, I'm not here to make judgments either way. You're human. You're beautiful. Right, let's look at past accomplishments. It's not been easy. 5 of Pentacles in reverse. I don't know why I said reverse. It's not in reverse, it's upright. Past accomplishments. I mean, there is a great sense of loss in this card. There's also a sense of hope and light above you. So I think your past accomplishments is about, you know, eventually seeing that light. Despite loss, and this feels like it could be emotional loss, financial loss, it just feels like a lack. And you know, I think all of us have grown up with that feeling of lack. You've got 3 5s in your reading, by the way. No, 4 5s in your reading. Anyway, I think all of us have some sort of sense of lack that we've grown up with, whether that's like, you know, feeling an emotional lack from the way we were raised, or a financial lack, you know, to the extent that we just never felt safe with regards to when we might get emotional support, or safe, you know, like basic human needs is what I'm talking about. The need for emotional comforts, the need for physical comfort, really, both of those, and all the resources that go into bringing those about, like money, food, emotional warmth, actual physical warmth. Probably many of us, if we look back on our lives, we've felt that lack at one point in one way or another. So that's what this card is speaking of. It's about however it is for you in your life, that lack that you've experienced, and kind of what you've done to, not only what you've done to overcome the lack, but also what you've done to overcome the lasting effects of not having the things that maybe you did need at key points in your life. There's a sense of, let's clarify, there's a sense of being able to sort of make something from nothing, being able to create your own comfort. Let me just clarify this Five of Pentacles for Taurus, please. The Fool in reverse, the Seven of Swords. What else about this Five of Pentacles, please? Thank you. Knight of Cups. King of Cups in reverse on the bottom. There is a bit of a sense of people pleasing here in your past. I'll just show you these cards. They may speak to you directly, let me know. There's a sense of there's a sense of holding back who you are in order to gain love. Like you want this Knight of Cups from someone, and it doesn't necessarily mean romantic love. We all need love in one sense or another. There's a sense of wanting to feel loved, and therefore holding back on who you are, not showing yourself, not showing the real you, cutting off parts of yourself. Those parts of yourself are buried in that ocean where you don't want to go. There's a sense of, yeah, there's a certain this is past accomplishment, so there's a certain recognition of that energy, though, moving through that, moving beyond that energy, so that you can go down the path that's right for you. This is all about the beginning of a journey. It did come out in reverse. So, you know, Well, I did say at the beginning, this reading is for you if you're feeling a bit lost, you know, and I've not said that in the other readings. I've done a set of these readings and I've done the fire signs, and I didn't say that to the fire signs. But there is a sense of feeling a bit lost and not knowing which path to go down to, like desperately wanting to start on this new journey where you move away from this people pleasing. So but that is an accomplishment in and of itself, to recognize that people-pleasing behaviour, to recognise what's at the root of it. But then it's a case of, now what? Which direction do I go in? Because previously I've always gone in the direction which pleases the people I want to get love from. But now you are wanting to go in the direction that pleases you. But which direction is that? Well, you know, there might be some ideas that come up in the reading. That's the whole point of this reading, after all. So, this is your greatest skills and talents. Let's look at your greatest skills and talents. 3 of Wands in reverse and the Lovers. Something about decision making here with the Lovers. There's a nice balance in these cards. We've got all the colours of the rainbow. Whenever all the colours of the rainbow come out in this deck, it's quite harmonious. Do you know what? I feel like you're actually quite aligned internally in a way. Because, you know, look, these 2 Canada geese are heading in the same direction. They're in alignment, and I feel like that's internal parts of yourself. And that makes sense in terms of you dropping the people pleasing. Because, you know, when you're people pleasing, it's like you want to go this way, and the people you're trying to please to get their love want you to go that way. So that's a lack of alignment. But I see you here more in alignment. But it feels a bit scrappy. I don't know how else to put it. But then that makes sense, because, you know, with the Fool in reverse, and they're not quite knowing, there's still that sense of not quite knowing what direction to go in. And there's something about, like, your environment. It's like you're in alignment with yourself, but, like, you and your environment aren't in alignment somehow. But no longer are you hiding yourself to fit in with the world, to fit in with the environment. But of course you can't, well, you can't have a huge level of control over your environment, so it's about what tweaks do you make to your environment that serve you. But in terms of greatest skills and talents, it's that vision again. It's coming back to what I was saying about vision and seeing a lot. As I always get that with this 3 of Wands card, which I'm holding to you upright. It came out reversed. It's that I feel like you see things from lots of different angles, and that, but it can cause overwhelm, as we spoke about before. You know, it's quite an empathetic energy here. Probably because you had to see things over here in this energy. You had to see things in from lots of different angles. It's sort of for your survival in a sense. So, and that can end up with you know, sort of almost disassociating from your own self. Oh, that's I shouldn't have really used that. I'm not making any diagnoses or anything like that, but that's, just take that as a literal word, okay? I'm not using it in terms of mental health language. Thank you. Yeah. Let me clarify. Some sense of, see, now I'm feeling that way because I'm in your energy. It's so much fun. What's on the bottom of the deck? The Five of Pentacles. You cutting yourself off, leaving yourself in the cold. But what about your, yeah. So there is that sense of, where is that? Yeah, it's balance. It's balance again. That seeing things from lots of different angles can absolutely be turned to your advantage. But it can result in you losing yourself, which was the energy we've got over here, but moving more around to, you know, here. And, you know, I said it's about balance, and like I say, there is balance in these cards with the rainbow colours. So yeah, that in and of itself is a skill, isn't it? To balance that ability to see things from different angles, to very readily empathise, but with also having a strong core Taurus who's grounded and doesn't get lost in other people's energy. Yeah, okay. Beautiful. That makes sense. Because that is that ability to empathise, but still have boundaries. It's healthy. This Two of Cups is such a healthy energy. You know, it can obviously speak to a healthy love relationship, but that's not what this reading's about. But so in this context, it's about keeping your sense of self within a really healthy reciprocal exchange of energy. So, you know, if we, you know, this is sort of a careerish reading. So that is such a great skill to have. Like, you could easily be, or have the skills to kind of lead a team whereby you can bring out the best in all your team members, because you can see it from each angle, each perspective of each person in your team, and you can see each person's in your team, you can see their skills and their talents, and like their perspective on the task at hand, and you can kind of balance that out throughout the team. Like, I think we really can bring out the best in people, Taurus. But also, you don't micromanage. With this Seven of Pentacles, it came out in reverse. So it feels like, the energy of this, it feels like kind of letting people get on with their shit. And then kind of standing back and being able to, it's a sense of like overview, and just being able to make little tweaks, and just saying to this person, oh, you know, if you just maybe tweaks the way you're working, and if you just maybe like worked with so and so over there just to like fine tune this little bit of the project. Yeah, but without, like, you know, because some people in leadership positions, they just want to take control over every single little aspect. But I see someone stepping back, letting things kind of grow organically, evolve organically, but keeping like the overall aim and goal of the project in mind, so that when just little bits are going off in the wrong direction, you can just sort of rein people in a little bit. And you can do it with great tact, because you understand their perspective, you understand their energy, you understand why they've gone off on that path, maybe because like they're super passionate about it, but you're able to sort of say to them, like, you know, I understand why you've done this, but this is the overall goal, so you need to be moving in this direction. And it's just like slight redirection of people without being overbearing. Oh, Taurus, I like this. You're bloody awesome, Taurus. You know, these skills come in so handy, not even just in a career environment, like if you're a mother or whatever. 3 of Swords. Yeah, you understand other people's pain. You're very perceptive, very intuitive. You know, I think some of you are pretty fucking psychic, frankly. Well, I think we all are, but yeah. Okay, I'm going to leave that there for that bit of the reading then. So this is, I have to keep looking at my cheat sheet for my spread, because I'm so not a spreads person. But I do love this spread I've made, and I think it works well, and I hope you are enjoying the reading too. So, how to harness your skills and talents and where they might take you. I mean, yeah, like all these skills could easily be that of a teacher, and Hierophant often does speak of teacher. For whatever reason, I'm getting yoga teacher for a lot of you, but anyway. Harnessing these skills and talents. Now, you've got the 4 of Cups come out in reverse. I think this is about not reckoning all those things that I've just said to you about your skills and talents. Sometimes you don't harness them because you don't bloody recognise them. So hopefully now you do. But it's about like giving yourself some credit. Part of me feels like you think you're just broken. Like all this past stuff we talked about, it's like, well, I'm broken. You know, which would make sense with the 3 of Swords coming out. Like, it's so hard because this shit that you've been through has given you all this that I've spoke about in a way, but God, would it not have just been easier if you didn't? You know, it's a bit like all this happened for a reason, and that is, but that's the, how do I put this? I'm so sorry, Taurus. I know exactly what I mean and I can't get it across to you, but there is a sense of truth in the fact that all this shit that you've been through has given you these skills. But sometimes when you look at that, there's a sense of you framing it as, or other people framing it as, or annoying toxic positivity type people framing it as, oh, everything happens for a reason, oh, you went through it all for a reason. And then you end up in this 4 of Cups energy where you're just like, no, where you just feel broken. I don't know how else to explain it. So yeah, that it all happened for a reason thinking is bollocks and harmful, and it's such a crass way actually of summing it up. But the reason I'm saying it is because when you frame it like that, it puts you in that energy. I don't know how else to explain it. And I think it's because you wish so badly all of that hadn't happened, and you wish so badly that when you know, at vital times in your life, you didn't suffer that sense of lack. I can relate to this reading so much, Taurus. Yeah, so the idea of these sort of skills and talents coming out of it, actually you just, because you want rid of this energy that I've described, it almost feels like you throw out this with it as well. It's like you want to reject it all, but you can take this and leave that behind. You don't have to reject it all. And that's the best way I can put what I'm feeling, what I'm getting. I hope that makes sense. Let me see if I can get anything else on harnessing your skills and talents. Yeah, thank you. I mean, thanks. So it's about deciding which direction to go in. Twos are about decisions. There is a sense actually that, I mean, it's like what we've already said with the Fool and with the Lovers card to a certain extent. I mean, actually there's a lot of hope in the way he's holding this world in his hand. There's like a lot of opportunity. And again, it might be about recognising it, recognising the wealth of opportunity that is available to you, because the Four of Cups is that sense of not recognising opportunities. But it's deciding what direction to go in. But also knowing that if you choose one direction, then it doesn't mean that at some later date you can't, you know, turn back or veer off. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like what's coming through is that not everything is absolutely as set in stone as what you think with this sort of with this kind of energy. It's like, you know, this tunnel vision. It's like, well, if I go down this route, then I've totally ruled this out. Well, not necessarily. There's some transferable stuff over here that you could use to then more veer towards this other direction. I think it's asking you not to be quite so black and white, but that's something for you to think about. I'm not, you know, take what resonates. So it's just a question to ask of yourself, like, am I being quite black and white in my thinking? Yeah. Anything else on this Four of Cups? I might not be able to get anything else for you. Eight of Wands in reverse. Travel. There's a real bizarre sense of travel here because he's holding that globe in his hands. The Eight of Wands is classically about travel, but it's in reverse. Some sort of reluctance to travel. Some sort of reluctance to travel is getting in the way of you harnessing your skills and talents, or some sort of block on travelling. By travelling, what could I mean? Different for all of you. That could be quite metaphorical. It could literally be travelling from one destination to another. Could be relocating. Anything else? I feel like I'm feeling the Ten of Pentacles energy, moving house energy. Anything else on the... Could be that there is a... I don't know if this block on this travel is you or external or both. But it feels like that is getting in the way of you harnessing your talents. But I see you moving through it. I absolutely see you moving through that block. And this is a card of success. Victory. So, yeah. Okay, let's clarify the Hierophant. Let's see what else we can get on the Hierophant. Like, I do feel like everything in this card, it so much speaks to what we've talked about over here with this kind of I do see that you could be in a mentoring role, a teaching role, some sort of leadership role. But, you know, like, often actually when I think of leaders, I sort of shy away from that. I always think they're ruthless and bossy and dictatorial, but this is not that. This energy is not that. Like, you know, I feel like you can really lead people to the Seven of Swords has come out again. You see, which links back to that. You can lead people into being their authentic selves, you know, not holding back, because you know it. You know this Seven of Swords energy. You know what it took for you to move through that Seven of Swords energy. And there's a sense of you sort of showing people the way, kind of taking on that teaching, mentoring role. And there's a, yeah, and like, there's a sense of just actually being quite passionate about it, which is beautiful to see. Beautiful to see after this kind of Four of Cups apathy feeling, but I totally see you moving through that block and into this. It feels lighter. It feels like you've lightened a load. It feels passionate. You know, it feels like you can light a fire under other people almost. And interesting that we're getting that fire energy when you got the ocean in the middle of your reading, but of course, you know, you do have the orange on this ocean, fire and water. It does make me feel, what did I say? I said balance between light and dark, but also light, balance between fire and water, balance between passion and peace. It's almost like you can help other people find that internal balance in whatever capacity, you know. Could be teaching, could be sort of through in a sort of managing a project, mothering, or fathering if you're male, or that sort of energy where you bring out the best in children. Like I say, that would go back to the teaching. But it's like you're not showing people the key. It's like you're not showing people your key. You're not showing people the ultimate key. You're helping people find the key within themselves. You know, I just do feel like for a lot of you that sort of teaching thing is where your passion lies, with the Knight of Wands there, but almost you are holding yourself back from it still somewhat, somehow. Anything else on this Hierophant for Hierophant? Do you know what? I'm never 100% sure if I'm even pronouncing that word right, but anything else on this Hierophant for Taurus, please? And you know, this is you. The Hierophant is you. So this also tells me that your skills and talents are taking you to authentic you. I mean, this is nice. The way this is turning out is nice, Taurus. I think maybe that's it for the Hierophant then. No more cards want to come out. That's okay. Or did they? Alright, okay. Knight of Swords. Okay, well, that's just a repeat energy. So yeah, we are done, but we're not done. We're done, but I'm going to show you the same card again. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah, it's that focused energy. Two knights. Action. Action being taken. Taking your knowledge to other people. How about that? I'm just about to pull cards on the Five of Cups, and we've got the Five of Cups on the bottom of the deck. It's in reverse actually up there. So the final message from your spirit guides, I feel, is what I've already said, because it's coming back to this sense of loss. We've got another five. You have had 4 5s in your reading at least, which also tells me that if you've found this, the time that you have found this reading, you're watching this reading, there is a sense of change, and it might feel a bit uncomfortable, but it does feel like things are changing. You're moving through the energies that we've described, you know, but it's beautiful. The outcome is beautiful. So the final message from Spirit, it's kind of what I've said, but I don't know if they wanted me to find a clearer way of trying to say it. Normally the oracle cards come through for me when I'm struggling to articulate it, but it is about, like, because obviously you just wish this hadn't happened, and I so understand that, but it is about pulling out. You know, they've obviously, this shit has led to you developing your personality in a certain way, and it's like, because you wish that had never happened, which I totally understand, whatever exactly the details of that are for you, like, it's painful. So it's led to you developing your personality in a certain way, and it's like you just want to reject it all because it sucked so bad. It's like you don't want any part of it, and it's sort of like a struggle to see anything that came out of it as good, because then it's like it all happened for a reason, which just is irritating bollocks. Yeah. And I understand your kind of disdain for that sort of thinking. But it's just a reiteration of that message, I think, really. Let me see if I can get anything else for you. Because, you know, this is... Let me just show you... Did I show you this? I don't know. There is such a sense of loss in this card, you know. This, same as the Five of Pentacles. Strength in reverse. It's about being compassionate towards yourself. Yeah. And, you know, okay, so maybe there's some blame as well tied up with this energy that we spoke about. Like, you feel like if you were treated that way, there must be something wrong with you to be treated that way. Well, no, it was just the people around you not working on their own shit. So you're being told not to blame yourself, to be kind to yourself. Do you know what? Maybe you are sort of slowly recognising that you can take the way you've developed and the way you are that has come from this. Like, it can be good, it can be used towards good, it can be used to propel you forward to victory. And accepting that doesn't mean you accepted the bad treatment. And perhaps you're a bit cross that it's taken you so long to recognise that, but really it's about being gentle with yourself in your recognition of that. But I think maybe there is still some more clarity on that to come your way with the way the Ace of Swords has come out in reverse. So, yeah. You know, when you have been through this, it's so difficult to recognise it for what it is and to move through it and move onto it. And do you know what I think you're probably, whoever's watching, the Taurus I'm looking at, feels like you're probably kind of, you feel like you've missed the boat. Like, you look at other people and you're like, well, they made all these decisions when they were like 18 or 20. They made all these decisions about their life path and their purpose, and now they're doing great, and here I am, like, I don't know how old you are, but it feels, you know, for a lot of you, like you're older and feel like you are now in a position to be making, like, adult decisions for yourself in a way that you think other people did when they were in their 20s. Well, what's that? The thing about comparison. Oh, but we've had the Five of Pentacles out as well. It's just a reiteration of what I've already said with the Five of Pentacles, repeating that. Comparison is the thief of joy. You know, you can't compare yourself to other people like that because they've not been through what you've been through. You know, and you don't even know. Many of them may not be as happy as you even think they are. or as sorted as you think they are. Yeah. Curiosity, maintain a sense of curiosity towards yourself, because I think curiosity towards yourself just helps you be kind towards yourself. Yeah, okay, I'm going to leave it there with tarot, my loves, and let's go to Wisdom of the Oracle, kind of to bolster this final message from Spirit, and hopefully something beautifully articulate comes out to pick up the pieces of you know, for the bits that I don't know if I really quite got across the way I wanted to. Okay, final message for Taurus, please. Final message for Taurus. Thank you. Okay. Loyal heart. It did kind of come out in reverse, but I'm going to read the whole thing for you. But a lot of you might want to focus on the protection message. How about that? We open and close the reading with the same number, 35 and 35. That's a nice synchronicity, isn't it? Never gets old when stuff like that happens. I've got an owl again as well. The overall energy of the reading was the Son of Swords, which is an owl. Speaks of wisdom, but let's go to the book and see what the book says. But 35 might be, yeah, some of you might be 35. You know how I said that you might be a bit older, and yeah, anyway. Or 35 might be an important number to you in some way. Some sort of synchronicity for you anyway, though, with the number 35, I feel. 35, loyal heart, let's go. 25, 33. It's this kind of little heart-shaped confetti, and they're kind of sat on an egg, which has like these heart doors. And then there's 2 keys, by the way, at the top, which is Hierophant, which is you. You can see this Hierophant card has the key. You know, you have the key to your own success, but also I feel like you can help other people find their key. Okay, fidelity, loyalty, devotion. The Oracle's message: evidence of loyalty will appear in your life. Others will prove they are faithful to you, and you will in turn commit fully to them. There is a sure and abiding certainty in your heart. Know that Spirit is always loyal to you. No matter the outer circumstances in your life, trust and have faith, for you are eternally loved always. Always divinely protected and divinely directed. The relationship message. I will read it, even though that's not the focus of this reading. Your partnerships, friendships and romantic relationships all have many qualities in common right now. Honest devotion, faithfulness and a loyal heart are being shown to you. Are you as loyal in return? Now is the time for heartfelt commitments and trusting in divine protection. Prosperity message. Your long-term loyalty to your goals is becoming evident in the world of conditions. Yeah, conditions, your environment. Not necessarily being aligned with your environment. Where your aspirations for success assume form in reality. Success is finally taking shape. This feels like future energy for you. If you are loyal to your dreams, faithful to your plans while remaining flexible, and devoted to serving others, you will be shown proof of your true prosperity. Yeah. So you've had the 7 of Swords come out twice, and I really do feel like that is highlighting being faithful to yourself, not holding parts of you back. And then I do feel Hierophant is about serving others as well, like we've said. This is a time for joyful celebration of Spirit, your manifesting partner. Protection message. Are you stubborn or overly... yeah, it did come out reverse. I do think this message is for a lot of you. Are you stubborn or overly tenacious about an idea? You see, this is that tunnel vision that we spoke about. It does feel very Taurus. Bless you. No judgment here. Or have you become so attached to something that you just don't know how to let it go? Could it be that it's become so much a part of you that you wouldn't know who you are without it? Now is the time to look at outdated beliefs, old ideas, and misplaced loyalties. Betrayal is only a signal that it is time to prune away all who don't deserve your trust. And have no place in your life. Be new, think new, and open your heart to new things. Let go of the old and all your attachments. Spirit has awesome plans for you. Make room. Yeah, so this is, this protection message is what it is for most of you. It did come out in reverse. I had to read the others as well because there's some messages there for other people. But for most of you, it's about that protection message. And it's about the people who need you to be in the Seven of Swords, holding yourself back, not fully being who you are, not fully showing yourself for who you are, that, they are the people and the attachments that need to be let go of, that will help you be the true you. Wow, this reading's gone ages. Okay, I hope that made sense for you, Taurus. I hope you got something from the reading. If you did, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you've not subscribed already, please feel free to do so. Comment if you want to, say anything about what I've pulled out. I always find your comments very interesting. It's nice as a reader to have feedback as well. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for you, my loves. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.